Hello everybody and welcome back, and the stream is now up and running. I can safely say we had a little bit of a panic there for a second. 2 attempts and it did not start, but we are all good and live here for the season finale in Formula Virtual Racing. And the man who also had a little bit of a panic alongside me, Brendan, how are you doing today?
I am very good, and so we have a championship battle on our hands. It might require some luck for one of the drivers to win, but anything can happen, so we'll be watching it for some good action.
Yes, as the famous Murray Walker said, anything can happen in Formula 1, and it normally does, and if it can happen in Formula 1, it will happen here in F4. As we are a little bit delayed into qualifying, the current standings is Juan Hernandez on provisional pole position with a 6.6. Of course, mathematically, he's still in the constructors. Sorry, not the constructors. He is still in the championship fight. He just needs Jack and Sam to not both score points and for him to win with the fastest lap, and I don't know if that's going to be happening. Lewis McWilliam in the constructors fight, of course, and then Sam Davis-Day, the man hoping to try take his second Formula Virtual Racing title here around Brazil. Currently third with a 7.1. Tyler Davison looking can take second in the championship if he plays his cards right today with a 7.2. Carson Webber then with a 7.2 also. CJ 7.4. Chloe with a 7.8. Jerome Muller with an 8.1. And Borbune also with an 8.1. Then Thomas mentions the replacement for Mr. Dennyhead Camper with a 9.1 at the back. And still some people, of course, 2 set lap times,
Including a championship leader.
Mr. Jack Redmond is on his outlap. I'll probably get you to talk through that one, Brendan, as it starts.
Yeah, when it starts.
When it starts, of course, he's still on his outlap. But while we're waiting, would you like to run us through how the championship could play out today? Or no, he's going to start his lap soon, so I may run through it quickly. Jack, of course, he finishes...
If I can just find the standings.
If he finishes above 8th position, Jack Redmond, he will be the F4 Season 3 World Drivers' Championship.
Or even 9th in the fastest lap.
That can work as well. He's come through on South his lap. Brendan, do you want to talk us through this one?
Yep, so if you start the lap 6 along sector 3, so you're flat out for the last sector of your out lap. And now coming into descender S, not S's. This is only one. There's only a multiple like in Japan. And for fast event, we have seen small checks right on the outside. And now bring to 4. It is looking like a tight enough out lap so far. Important to get this lap in for a banker. And try to keep the inside, but don't lose the car. Now coming into the slower section of the track, which is oh, the oversteer not great, but decent enough exit over there. As Junior gets out of the way, and now braking on the AstroTurf there a little for the final braking zone, and the exit, and just flat out now. You can't do much more except just drive to the line. Tucks the inside for a little bit of extra lap time. 106, it's a pole position.
Provisional pole position for Jack Redmond with a 106.6. Excellent lap indeed. But still some more drivers to set times. One of them is Yassine Sadfi, I think?
Stiffy.
Don't really know how to pronounce it, but we'll call him Skills Virus today. He is currently on an invalid lap, and he'll be looking to improve. Adrian Tice has slotted himself in 11th position, and Joe Muller into 9th, although I believe he was already there. So still qualifying at the front, really, really close between Jack and Juan Hernandez. We can see the gaps there, very, very close indeed. And now, of course, the constructors' fight is still... I've forgotten how to speak, Brendan. The constructors' fight is still on between AlphaTauri and between Red Bull, of course. Of course, Red Bull fighting and AlphaTauri fighting for both championships, which is quite cool, I must say. And of course, Jack Redmond announced that during the week he will be joining Red Bull for next season. He has he's left AlphaTauri after 2 successful seasons. I'm sure they'll be very happy if he can finish it.
Got promoted.
He got promoted. Let's hope he doesn't flop like Albon and Gasly did. That's for sure.
Oh
yeah, sorry, I forgot. Brendan, of course, is a Pierre Gasly fan and a Daniel Ricciardo fan. You like Red Bull's second drivers, or drivers who've been beaten by Max Verstappen. Of course, being a Max Verstappen fan, having to get that dig in. Kyle Albert on the lap. Oh no, he's invalidated this one. He's just coming up through Yun Sao. Probably going to finish this lap is Kyle. Of course, Kyle is famous for going on intermediates in dry qualifying. Hasn't done it today because I've told him not to, so... Sorry, lads.
Maybe the fact that you actually get pole around this track, maybe.
Yes, of course, Kyle, second in qualifying, or fourth in qualifying, I can't remember which one, for the Ford Virtual Racing Academy race yesterday, of course. Didn't have as quite good a race, but he is still on some good form recently and is looking to keep a top 10 finish.
Well, on the lap now, good enough so far. Oh, that's Borbune.
Oh, Borbune is out. He's crashed at the, well, what is the final corner? We can't see that now because there's no cars near him, and that is how we do have to look. Thanks, Codemasters, once again. But he's gone off. I think he's done what we've seen Mark Webber and Fernando Alonso do. We'll see Marcel Maggiera coming through the final corner. The car's gone now, unfortunately, so we won't be able to tell what has happened there, but he is out of this and will not be setting a faster lap time. Unfortunate, but Kyle Albert's racing towards the line. Gonna hook to the left hand side, of course, as Brendan said, to keep that extra lap time. Where's this lap gonna go for Kyle? It's gonna be P number 3 with a 1:06.7. Excellent lap time from the Briton to lead the Racing Point pack into third spot. Racing Point having a very successful second half of the season, of course, not as successful in the first half of it. Of course, both of them colliding in the Sakir race, and Lewis McWilliams made a mistake, and he is off. That lap won't be valid, but it was a nice drift, I must admit, Brendan. I don't know if you caught that one. It was a very nice drift, but there is an AlphaTauri flying behind him. That is the AlphaTauri of Jack Redmond. Borbune saying he lost grip when he went into the pits, and then he yeeted myself into the pit. Oh, okay. It's not a good accident for Borbune. Jack, though, is looking to improve his time. We haven't seen Sam Davis improve his time yet. Less than 1/10 of a second down to P number 3. So, hopefully, well, not hopefully, for this Red Bull factory, he can improve, and it is going to look like an improvement. Yun Sao for his second qualifying attempt. DRS activated. Going to turn on the DRS. Will this be an improvement for the Irishman? He comes across the line with a 1:06.3. That is an excellent lap time and increases his dominance at the top of these qualifying time sheets. Today could be the day, of course, where he is finally crowned champion, and that is Carson Webber, the Canadian, with another improvement. 6/10 off pole, but it has slot him in P5, which really goes to show the times Jack is putting in. At the top of the timing sheets, Tyler Davison, the other British Racing Point driver. Coming through that tricky right-hander, of course. Getting traction down there is very, very difficult indeed. Through Yun Sao, of course. Some famous championship moments over there, over the years through there. Some of the more retro F1 fans may remember the is that Glock moment. I say retro F1 fans, everyone knows. Yeah, everyone knows that moment. When will we get that is that Marcel moment today? When will we get that, and is that Marcel? You may see Giotto Racing joining at the bottom. Don't worry, he is just a spectator for today. He is not driving. As Tyler managed to not improve on that time. Junior's gone 8th though, however. He is starting a new lap. We didn't comment on him on his first lap, but we are going to have a look at his second one. He set the exact same time as Marcel Maggiera, but of course he obviously set it first, meaning he will keep that position. Junior, the Ugandan representative in FIR. Of course, we do actually have someone who has raced in this league, or in a feeder series of this league. Of course, some of you may remember the Fast Formula Sprint Series. Now, what am I saying?
What in the...
I'm reading an Instagram message. I meant the Formula Virtual Feeder Series. Forget whatever I was saying before. Here comes Junior through the last corner.
I've lost all faith.
Junior, no, he's invalidated this time. True, what isn't even really a corner, but he's gone and done it.
Anyway.
Oh, he is on a lap, however, in the second Williams. True, that is turn 4, I believe. Of course, we've seen some famous moments down the Retroposta. Some any Ferrari fans will not be too fond of that straight. Of course, if you remember 2019. We both enjoyed it. We're Red Bull fans. Well, Red Bull AlphaTauri fans, depending who the driver is. It was
well,
very
I
fun.
don't think any Albon fans will enjoy this here, and no Ferrari fan would ever want to look at that corner again.
No. Here comes Sloy to cross the line. Where will this lap put the female representative of the FER grid? Hangs to the left hand side. 330 kilometers an hour, 8th position, 173. That's a very tidy lap indeed to slot into 8th position, just behind Tyler and just in front of Junior. Two drivers, though, still haven't set very competitive times. That is Thomas Mengens and Seals Virus, of course, at the bottom. They still can easily improve, and speaking of man trying to improve, Kyle Albert is currently charging down the Retroposta to try and improve on his lap time.
Zaya 10th up, so he has done a good job of that so far.
There is an AlphaTauri in front of him. I believe that is Jack on the track. Yes, it is. Just in front, so Jack will have to make way for Kyle. He does it very nicely indeed. Kyle can't get on his merry way. And this flat-out left-hander in the dry. We don't know the weather conditions for the race just yet, but I would believe it is a dry race. But Brazil is a bit of a mixed one. You can get rain and you can get dry. Here comes Kyle Albert. Cali challenge for pole position in this Brazilian Grand Prix. Hangs to the left hand side. Will it be his final run of the day? It's going to be second spot, just ahead of Juan Hernandez. Not quite enough. Not quite enough to take pole, but it will be enough. Jack Redmond is starting his next flying lap, and Sam has just come out on the track. Of course, there are two championship challengers. Sam needs to win today. If he doesn't win today, it is all over. And it's going to be a very difficult challenge, but his teammate Lewis has just... has just gone straight to the barriers at turn 1. But he has gone into 5th position. In the meantime, of course, that crash was on purpose because he does not have to complete the next lap. Junior also on another flyer. There was a lot of people on flyers. The two Renaults now, 11th and 12th. The next man to cross the line to start his lap will be Thomas Mengens. Then we will have Skills Virus to start his next lap, and Juan to start his next lap. And then we will have, is that Carson to start his next lap? Yes, it is. So the first man to complete the time. Kyle has spun and broken his wing. Hopefully he didn't obstruct anyone. In the time being, the man challenging for the championship today has just come through Yun Sao and is now coming through the final corners of the circuit, which are really flat out in all conditions. Hangs to the left hand side. Will it be an improvement on a blistering lap? Yes, it will. Very small improvement, but it is an improvement. Jack Redmond may start on pole position for this Brazilian Grand Prix, but Sam is up by 0.3 of a second. He may be trying to ruin the Irishman's day, or is he down on his time? Have we had a Delta glitch there? I can't really tell, as one of the Ferraris has been obstructed in the last sector. I believe it was Junior getting out of the way of Jeroen Muller. Jeroen on a set of mediums here, so he's going to try the alternate strategy. Someone's been watching PSGL. Here comes Jeroen Muller, improves to 12th. And he will get a fresh tyre choice anyways, it looks like. What's Sam Davis Day's lap time doing? Comes through that?
No, he didn't improve in Sector 1.
No improvement in Sector 1. What about Sector 2 for Sam? It is 2/10 down for Sam. Not looking good to improve on his grid spot. Never mind take pole. Kyle's off at the final corner. And Sam looks as if he's backing out of his time. No, he's still going to charge towards the line. Here comes Sam Davis Day. He's backed out of that, and it will only be good enough for 4th. Juan's gone 3rd. Carson 5th. What about Tyler charging towards the line? Marcel Magier is out of this session. Oh, and there's a slow car in front. That's Kyle giving his teammate a tow. Brilliant strategy from the Racing Point. Tyler goes 5th. Beautiful strategy from the Racing Points to give a slipstream. What about Adrian Teich? Where's he going to go? He's going to be good enough for 12th. And it's going to be a 7.6. Thomas mentions on the mediums as well, flying through the second sector. He's obviously up on his time because it is a 9.1. That is why these set slow lap times. But here comes Thomas. Oh, he's out of fuel! Oh no, Thomas has run out of fuel just after he's come through Yunsao. And he will be starting from 15th on the grid, although I don't think he would have jumped another position as he was only a second up on his lap time. But the man who could win the championship today, Jack Redmond, is on pole position. And a really interesting qualifying with Kyle Albert starting 2nd. Jack Redmond, of course, as we have said, starts on pole position, followed by Britain, Kyle Albert. Juan Hernandez will start from 3rd, just ahead of the man who needs to win today if he wants to keep and retain his championship. Sam Davis Day starts 4th. Tyler will start 5th after a very, very beautiful slipstream from his teammate. Carson will start from 6th. Lewis will start 7th. Chloe will start from 8th in the personal best qualifying this season. Jerome 9th. Junior 10th. Marcel 11th. CJ he'll start from 12th. Just ahead of Adrian, who will start 13th. Borbune 14th. Thomas mentions 15th. And the man who didn't set a time, Skills Virus, will start from 16th on the grid. Of course, Skills Virus being our winner last week. Reddit, any comments on qualifying?
Well, Jack's done exactly what we need to do. So he just needs to not make any stupid mistakes in the race. That is all he has to do. He just needs points. Even if he has a bad setup for the race, it should not be that much of a problem.
It looks like a dry race. It looks like it is still the same conditions as qualifying. Just that dullness over the circuit. So we'll have to wait and see if we do get rain later on in the race. Marcel complaining in the chat that his interface of his screen, obviously where he has everything laid out, has reset itself, so that is terrific. But of course, as I have did since
maybe his whole game got reset, I don't know.
Oh no, that's not good. That's not good at all. But
that's happened to me before. My whole game got reset.
Oh, that's really not good, because that loses you all your setups.
I think he said he has still his setups, but I don't know.
So Brendan, as I always do ask you, do you have any predictions for this Grand Prix? Who will take the win? Who will take a podium? And of course, which team and which driver will take our championships?
Well, let's see. I say Sam, he'll want to make up some positions at the start to try and get into P1. Obviously, he won't be able to do that straight away, but you'll probably see him trying to get past Juan into turn 1, or even a slow starting Kyle, if that does happen. But he's got pad traction, so unlikely.
Because Kyle has never won an F1 Grand Prix. He's never finished on the podium in an F1 Grand Prix. Has a brilliant chance today if he can play his cards right.
Well,
The strategy for today, of course, is going to be a one-stop. There it is, just on cue at the bottom. It is a soft hard to lap 13 or 16, and then a medium hard to lap 16 and 20, but I don't think anyone will be doing a medium hard today. Jerome is starting on mediums from 9th. Of course, he qualified on them. With a masterful strategy, Marcel will also start on mediums from 11th. CJ will start on the hard compound tyres. And then Thomas and Skillsvirus will also start on the mediums. We're lining up on the grid for the final time in Season 3. It all comes down to this one last race start. Unless the lobby breaks, of course, but we don't want that to happen.
Well, the top three team, obviously, is in the other AlphaTauri. That is important.
That is important to note. And top team knows he is fighting for a championship today in replace of the injured and Danny Camper.
We're seeing Lewis and Sam. At the moment, I don't think they'll be able to get enough points to take AlphaTauri off the top. But yeah.
The gap is only 1 point, I believe. Anyways, here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. We'll have the stats light glitch. They'll hold us on the grid for 1 second, but for the final time in Season 3... we go racing in Brazil. What is the race start like? Kyle Albert's got a very decent launch, so is Juan Hernandez. But look at Sam Davis stay in the middle of the pack. Juan Hernandez down into turn 1. Is everyone safely through, cleanly through the Senna S's? Juan gets second position off Kyle. Sam Davis stay needs to make some moves if he wants to challenge for this title. Jack Redmond leads this Grand Prix ahead of Juan. Kyle's trying it around the outside and the bold move, and Sam has almost made a mistake, and his teammate is going to get past him. On the right hand side, he's actually hit his teammate. Lewis hitting Sam and really not helping any opportunities, as Tyler has bumped himself up to 4th position. And look at Sam down the inside. The Red Bulls have made contact into that corner. This is not helping their chances to win a Constructors title, and Carson's looking to make some moves on Lewis, but Lewis has gone back down the inside. Junior making some mistakes there, and the 2 Red Bulls costing themselves chances here. We know they're not the best of friends, but this is really, really not good teamwork play from Lewis McWilliam. Bad start at the back for Chloe. She's down to 16th position, just ahead of Borbune, and it looks like Marcel with a late move. Contact into the wall, and out goes Marcel Maggiera into the pit wall. He's ricocheted onto the right hand side of the track. Big collision. That was a very nasty collision for Marcel Maggiera, and he's out of this final race of the season. And we have a safety car, and that was not surprising in the slightst. Very action-packed race start here.
The gaps are looking a bit odd.
Very action-packed race start. That will bring Chloe and Yassine back into this Grand Prix at least. But that was a nasty collision, and I believe that one may go... I believe that blame may go to Marcel Maggiera, but Jack now did exactly what he needed to do on that race start, and he leads this Grand Prix. And do you want to run us through our winners and losers?
Yep, so Juan's won out and Jack will win out because Juan getting position and Jack, well, he's first, and Sam Davis, who's one of the biggest losers out of all this, is in 5th. Because now he's got, well, Tyler and Kyle ahead of him, and then Lewis behind. Junior's up 3 places. Top team Thomas Miggins is up 5. Bunny's up 2, Brilliant up 1, Savaris up 2. So they've, well, kinda, well, in most cases, half one out. Then, Carson has pits. He's lost out big time.
Carson into the pits for a set of mediums. He may be going for a 2-stop because they won't go to the end, and Marcel's very angry, by the way. I'm not going to read out exactly what he said, but he's not a happy camper in the slightest. He's not happy at people, that's all I'm going to say. He didn't have the best of language. You can kind of get where I'm going with this.
He is not exactly the happiest man in the world.
No, he's not. He's probably the most angriest person in Poland right now. Of course, a Polish national is Marcel. And, at least he can enjoy the Champions League, I guess, if he's into that. Racing Point, though. Look at that. P3 and P4. Yeah. Very nice job for Racing Point.
I think Sam Adams can pass them both, and obviously there'll probably be some teamwork, maybe.
Thing is, Tyler was Sam's teammate last season. Tyler, of course, won the Constructors' Championship with Red Bull last season. Wow, English didn't work there. Will we maybe see some bias from Tyler towards Sam? Will he possibly let Sam
if
through?
my French just said maybe that might be better. Anyway.
Oh, you may. I want to say something French, but I can't speak the language.
Say something Italian, I don't know.
Grazie. There we go. That was an easy one. Yeah, we may see some bias towards Tyler to let Sam through, although he technically can still beat Sam in the championship. Lewis, however, really didn't help his teammate, and they're really not playing the team game, because as of now, Red Bull Racing will lose the Constructors' Championship to Red Bull. Yep, exactly. What's happened, Bourbion? Has he just been overtaken by CJ? I think he might have. I don't think we're going to get some rain, as it isn't as dull as it was earlier. Of course, we don't have the fancy weather forecasts that the real F1 commentators have. So, unfortunate for us.
It's a 36-lap race, and the rain might appear until towards the end.
No, and Codemasters still say there's rain in 5 minutes, and we won't get it till tomorrow afternoon. Of course, let us know in the stream chat who you're cheering for here. We always love to hear the fans' opinions and who they think will win.
Well, usually the notice for the safety car coming in is quite late around Brazil.
Yeah, because the Sector 3 split is just on the entrance to Yunsao. It's about now. Oh, yeah. And there we go. Safety car in this lap. Jack Redmond, he's did many of these safety car restarts before. He's going to do another one. And this one might be the most crucial one of his F4 career. He's been here since day one. As that is Carson with a 5-second penalty for collision with Bourbion. Here comes Jack Redmond though. Juan right up the gearbox of this AlphaTauri. He's holding it and he's gone. We are racing for the second time in Interlagos. Jack Redmond bolts away from the Williams and looks like Tyler's defending from Sam, but Sam's gone down the inside of the Racing Point, soon to be Aston Martin. Of course, Tyler's defending, but Sam's pushing his way through. Knows how crucial this overtake is. Beautiful move from Sam Davis Day, and he might look to get Tyler's teammate, but Tyler's going to hold it on the outside. Difficult to go around the outside into this corner, but he's going to hold it. Tyler's pushed off the track just about Sam Davis. Oh, he's on the grass. He's on the grass into the wall. Goes Sam Davis Day, and there may be front wing damage. No, he's escaped it. Just about escaped it. As that is Thomas. Oh, collision with the Williams and with Thomas mentions. And that just CJ's gone across the gravel, and there's chaos in this middle sector. Bourbion is off the track as well. Really unlucky for a lot of people, and that is CJ spinning on his final race in F4. Jack Redmond leads this Grand Prix by 7/10 of a second. Sam Davis stayed down in 10th, and Sam would want this race the absolute opposite. And it looks like Chloe does have wing damage from that spinning out there. Yes, big wing damage on the Williams. Very unfortunate for that Williams. That was extremely unlucky. Nothing she could do in that scenario. But we spoke about would Tyler show some bias to Sam, being his old teammate. He certainly didn't, and it may have cost Sam a championship. We say cost. Tyler did everything he could have. That was a racing incident, of course. But he's going to have to push on. Jerome Muller up to 6th position now with all that chaos in the midfield. Jack now has already pulled Juan out of his DRS. He is doing what he needs to do if he wants to win this F4 driver's title.
Chloe, I've seen the pits again.
Yeah, they've both had howlers of a Grand Prix so far. Still 30 laps to get back into this one. And I do hope they do both get back into this one, because I don't believe both their incidents were their faults. Of course, I can't really show bias on stream, but well. They do need to push on though, because in a few laps' time they may be seeing the AlphaTauri of Jack Redmond creep up behind them.
You're saying that as well. Chloe is in the middle of Sector 2.
I more started that before realising how far they were ahead. So let's pretend I'm not stupid for this scenario. Carson Webber now is going to try and make a move on Junior now into this corner. He's going to pull him the long way around the outside on the grass goes Carson. And he's going to be sent around the long way and not given the chance. But here comes Sam Davis Day and sneaks up into P9. That is a great opportunity to get a position back. Of course, Sam needs to try find a way to get to the front of this grid if he just wants a chance of winning the championship. Of course, Jack has to finish lower than 8th for Sam to take the championship. And it's not looking...
Sam looking for...
Carson.
The Red Bull nearly hits Mercedes there.
Carson... very, very lucky not to plant right into the back of Sam there, as Junior takes the grass line through that final corner. Sam's got to look for an opportunity down into the Senna S's, I believe. He may get this move done well before as Juan does set the fastest lap of the race, and he's pulled in on Jack Redmond. Here comes Sam Davis Day. Gonna go the long way around. Junior, he's gonna switch it back on the middle. Here comes Sam Davis Day into turn 1. Absolutely beautiful overtake for Sam. He is now up into 8th position and charging up to Adrian Tice. But they're in a slipstream train. Here comes Junior now. On the outside, he's got the move done. Got the move back done. Junior with some good defensive work to keep in the slipstream. And Sam's run wide and maybe in the trap from Carson Webber now. Carson on the outside. Oh, very close. Holding it in is Sam Davis Day, and he's kept P number 9. Well, momentarily, because Carson is going to try hold the car around the outside. Can't quite do it, but he may try it into here. No. Clever option from Carson. He will get the DRS again, I believe. Juan is closing in on Jack Redmond up the front. Is he burning more DRS? No, Jack is, surprisingly. Could Juan possibly try a move into turn 1 here? He seems a bit far back. But you know, Juan sometimes, he just sends it from nowhere. Very good racer is Juan Hernandez. Gonna drop to the back for a second. See, can Sam find a way past Junior? Not close enough on this lap. Sam's used up an awful lot of ERS. That may not pay off for him in the end of this Grand Prix. Juan and Jack battling up the front of this grid. Juan is doing a very good job to try take the lead of this race. He needs to try something if he does want to take P2 in this championship. He's currently in a very good spot to take it, as Sam's down in 9th now. And of course he could possibly take this race lead in a moment's time. He has a lot more ERS than Jack. Juan is very quick here around Interlagos.
Let's see what he can do in the straight, which is going to be coming up very shortly.
Yes, true.
With exit here.
Moving on south, Jack has got a very nice exit through there. That may pay off at the end of this straight, because it is Jack Redmond who does not have the DRS. But here comes Juan Hernandez, down into turn 1, tucks into that left-hand side, the slipstream, a lot of speed gained, he's going to try around the outside, Jack's going to keep the car in the middle, doesn't want to do anything too stupid to lose this championship lead, but he's going to keep this tucked into the back of the Williams, down the Retroposta, goes to the right-hand side, does the Irishman, and he's going to have to go the long way round. This is the battle for the race lead. Round the outside goes Jack Redmond on Juan. Juan keeps the car in. Brilliant fighting at the front of this pack, but it will be Juan Hernandez who will lead this Grand Prix up until the next straight, presumably. Really, really nice battling between these two. Very clean and very fair. And Carson has got past Sam Davis Day once again, putting another nail in Sam's coffin. Do the mediums seem to be quicker at this point in the race, Brendan?
Then from the start to get a little bit quicker.
And what strategy do we believe that these front runners are going to go on?
Soft medium. It'll probably be around anything between lap 14 to like 16, 17 will be pit stop time. Unless safety car comes down in the next 2-3 laps, in which case they'll just take the opportunity to pit then and there.
Jack isn't close enough to try and move down the Retroposta here. But he doesn't need to. He's in a great position here. He doesn't need to win this race. As Sam Davis Day picked up a 3-second time penalty. That's Carson off. Oh, Carson's off on the grass. Was driving so well, but unfortunately he is off at the Senna S's. Just like we see in the course Esteban Ocon and Max Verstappen in 2018. I don't like that incident, but Carson unfortunately Carson.
Oh,
He's going to be in
VSC.
big trouble for that one, because he has just caused a virtual safety car. This may gift Juan and Jack a pit stop here.
I don't know. It'd be a risky game.
Oh, junior
Junior.
time penalty, speeding on... Sorry, drive-through penalty, speeding under VSC. Will we see anyone into the pits? Here we go. Will we see Juan in? Juan stays out. Has Jack gone for it? No, stays out. Kyle stays out. So does Tyler. So does Lewis. I think we could be going green in a moment.
Nobody's trying anything opportunistic. Maybe Sam. No, well, Junior's.
Junior's in. Well, that's probably to serve as drive-through.
And it's genius now because VSC just ended.
No, it's a pit stop. It is a pit stop. He's going for the hards.
Oh well.
Nice battle developing for the podium, however, with Kyle, Tyler and Lewis. Of course, Tyler won't be wanting to try anything majestic on Kyle, but Lewis certainly will.
That's correct. One is a teammate of Kyle's, the other isn't. I think we can see the difference.
Yes, we definitely can.
On Sam's got a penalty.
Sam picked up that 3-second penalty. I believe something happened. I'm just got a message from Carson. Lewis took out the braking boards and Junior spun Carson.
Oh, Lewis might be in trouble then.
He may be in trouble. Carson did get spun by Junior, but he isn't too bothered now that Junior has got that drive-through penalty, which will cost his race anyways. He will drop to the back of this pack because going into the pits twice is not good in Brazil. Jack Redmond has gained back on Juan Hernandez. This seems to be a game of tennis at the front of the grid for who is gaining and who is losing time. Jack, though, isn't going to try anything stupid today. He did make that very clear. He just wants to take this one home. Realistically, he's in a great spot in the championship. A brilliant spot in the championship, of course, with Sam now in such a bad position. He's in a very nice spot, of course. Could have won it last week in Belgium, but Juan had other plans, and that is Thomas mentions around the outside of Sam Davis Day. This is for the constructors fight, of course, and this is going to help his provisional teammate even more. Sam Davis Day is going to try the switchback possibly. Oh, this could be a beautiful one if it pays off. Down the inside goes Sam Davis Day. He's pulled off some heroic overtakes, but Thomas Mentions keeps the car in and will gain this P number. Oh, contact! Sam Davis Day on the grass, and that's going to lose him even more time. And that wasn't really good from Thomas in front, but he did get oversteer, and that is Jack Redmond taking the lead of the race at the front of this grid, doing a superb job to maintain this championship lead, doing everything he needs to do.
Excellent, nice battle at the back there. Try and go down the inside.
I think there's a bit more important battle at the front of the grid here, but
Yeah, no, we have to keep an eye on the action. Sam's in the pits.
Sam is gone for an early pit stop. Could there be a front wing change there? Did he make damage? Yes, there is. He's gone for a fresh front wing, and he really needs a safety car if he wants to get back into this race, as you were saying, at the back of the grid. Junior still hasn't served his drive-through penalty, of course. Sam needs to get out in front of Skills and Chloe, of course, but I think he will, because these are... Yeah, he's well out in front, not even close.
Oh no, his right is
Oh,
gone.
Thomas is off!
Junior has no longer got a drive-through.
Oh, is that a 3 seconds? Oh,
Yeah.
it is. Sorry, it's an 8 seconds actually, so he did speed in the pits at one point. Although Skills Virus going to maybe try a move on him. The internet is not the best for it. Oh, big send! Has it paid off? Not quite. Junior with the switchback. This is a really nice battle up the hill. Junior will keep P12 for the moment. That was a very, very late overtake from Skills Virus there. And it has not paid off. It has only met the Williams. Oh, Junior has run very, very wide. This is a really action-packed race. Absolutely loving it. This guy can try down the inside. Bold overtake. Did it pay off? No, it didn't. Junior will keep the position, but Junior's really, really struggling on these hard compound tyres. Go slowly, and Yassine have been on them for a few laps' time. And they are used to them. Borbune in the pits for a front wing change. The Dutchman, of course, signed for the Haas team next season. He is into the pits and will come out behind this lot, I believe. He's going to be close on the pit exit. Yassine might get him. Oh, the Williams is in the wall, and that is slowly spun round. And that is front wing damage. And
Jack
that
faking
is
pit stop.
really unfortunate for the Williams, who will most likely end this race lapped. As Jerome Muller's gone for the no, Lewis in the pits. Lewis will be the first man to dive onto a set of mediums. He is in the pit. Hello to our new viewer who's just joined the chat. It says my first time watching, and thank you Khalil for introducing who is fighting for the title. Welcome, we do hope you enjoy. It's been a cracking race so far, Brendan, I must admit, but the championship is only looking to swing one way, and that is in terms of Jack Redmond and AlphaTauri.
Yeah, that's correct. And no, unless we get pretty much the biggest reversals of fortunes I have ever seen, Sam Navsey is not winning this title.
He's gonna give it his all, like he always does, but his all may not be enough today. We've 20 laps to go,
Second
and
pit, Juan
he is
says out.
not close. Juan going to go for this overcut, and I think that may be due to his Williams teammate pitting just in front of him. But of course, she is now lapped, and that is Kyle Albert into the pits as well. Agent Teish also making his pit stop. Jack, of course, coming out in front of Kyle, as he was in front of him. Only saving grace for Juan, maybe if Jack gets stuck in traffic here.
No, but I think the Softs are probably a bit like weird in terms of percentage, but they're still fine in terms of performance, really.
Jack has come out just behind his teammate. Lewis has not got the undercut on Kyle. He will stay in what is P5 for the time being, but Tyler, he may have got the undercut on if Tyler isn't careful. Thank you to the 17 viewers watching. We have we're almost broken the viewership record, so thank you all for tuning in. We do hope you're enjoying. So the championship may be decided, but the race is only heating up. Is Juan in this lap? Yes,
Yep.
he is in. Is Tyler in this lap? I imagine so. He's also in. Is Jerome Muller in? Of course not. He's on the mediums and will take the lead of this Grand Prix. Will Juan get the jump on Jack? Will Tyler lose a position to Lewis? That is what we need to watch out for here. A slow stop for either may result in a casualty. Both a normal stop, of course, 2.6 seconds is the average. That is Jack Redmond flying through turn 1. He's stuck behind his teammate, but he will get DRS, and he has got DRS. Here comes Juan Hernandez out of the pits. Jack Redmond is miles in front of his teammate and will take the provisional lead of this Grand Prix. Thomas mentions now is a car separating these two. Lewis has jumped Tyler in the pit lane, and he is now up onto into 5th position, with Tyler now into 4th, of course, after Thomas and Jerome. 5th, apologies, after Thomas and Jerome pit.
Well, something that's not good for Sam now.
It is not looking good for Sam now. He has to navigate past CJ, Adrian, Tyler, Lewis, Kyle, Juan, Thomas, Jack and Jerome, just for the opportunity to win the title. If what Sam needs now is Jack to DNF and for everyone in front of him to make an extra pit stop. As Juan's gone for turning inside of Thomas mentions. Oh, the camera's just flicked, and Juan has stayed behind. So unlike in Monaco, when the camera flicked and the AlphaTauri lost a position, the AlphaTauri keeps his position. This time here in Brazil.
I don't even think the Avatar actually lost a position there. He's just a step behind. Because he was behind when the Aston Martin came out of the pits.
Probably. You know more than me. You're the clever one here.
The lag on Top Dream's car.
Yeah, it's not good. It's normally Jack who's lagging. It is Thomas this time, and Juan needs to find a way past if he does want to have a chance of a win in this Grand Prix, because Jack is now 2.8 seconds ahead of Thomas Mentions, who Juan Hernandez is stuck behind out of Yun Sao. He's gonna get the overtake done on this lap. Although, the problem with Lag is he doesn't actually know where the car in front is. It's into the pits, is where it is. Thomas is in to go for the softs to the end. Interesting strategy. He's pit very early, and here comes Lewis. Tyler's past Lewis, apologies. Tyler Davison has got the job done on Lewis. Lewis is going to fight this one back, I imagine. Lewis needs to fight this one back. If he does...
He hasn't got the ERS to do so.
No, he doesn't have the ERS to do so. DRS and straight line speed might just be enough. No, not quite.
Well, some new viewers asked, why can Sam win what games can PNP Mac win? With PNP Mac, he just needs to get
finish above 8.
Well, yeah, 8 or above.
8th or 9th with the fastest lap. Once he finishes above that, he's won. Because Sam needs to win this race, realistically.
Yeah, both Sam and one are in contention mathematically, but both of them would need a win to ensure it.
Lewis has picked up a 3-second time penalty, which just makes life even worse for Red Bull. AlphaTauri currently on course for a double championship, with Jack now 2.9 seconds ahead of Juan. And that is Jerome Muller into the pits to go onto the softs, meaning Jack Redmond is now in the lead of the race once again. He's only won 1 race this season. Sam's won 0. We've had 10 different winners in 12 races. Jack would make it 10 and 13, of course, as he did win in Australia. But anything can happen in Interlagos. Late safety cars is one of the most common features around this track. We got a last lap shootout here last season between Krem Demirtas, Tim Wentink and Benjamin Bulwark, of course.
Hopefully we'll get something as exciting as that this time.
Hopefully. Of course, Brazil last season was race of the season. I don't think anything's beating Britain of this season. If you haven't checked that one out, make sure to go watch it. It is a cracker. But Lewis is parked up now behind the racing point of Tyler Davison, who's going to Williams, of course, next season. Won't be sticking at the Racing Point outfit.
Yeah, it's been a different team for every season he's driven. He's driven last race of season 1 Ferrari, season 2 in Red Bull, season 3 in Racing Point, and season 4 will be at Williams.
Of course, Lewis going to Aston Martin next season. He's just following the career path of Tyler. Oh, yellow flag in sector 2, and that is Junior around to make his day even worse. He is now in the 13th spot with Chloe
Exactly, press the
years
handbrake
behind.
braking and just spun himself round.
Yeah, Junior is close to being lapped by our race leader Jack Redmond, who is only pulling away from Juan Hernandez, who isn't pulling away from Kyle, actually. Kyle doing a very nice job in P3 to what could be his first ever F4 podium. Be a great way to finish your final race in the league. I think a manual retirement may be on his way for Junior, as he has just spent the pit lane.
No, maybe it's just going for fastest lap.
Yes, of course, you do get the point for fastest lap if you are outside the top 10. Junior is now officially lapped by our race leaders. But one thing to note now, look at Jerome Muller. 3.4 seconds off Lewis. He's on fresh softs. He hasn't set the fastest lap of the race. That is still belongs to Jack Redmond, who is finishing this season off in style. Didn't start it in style. He got that jump start and the very first lap of the very first race, which ended his chances of winning the opening round. The opening round was won by Tim Wentink, who of course is not here, as he did leave halfway through the season. Unfortunate, as he was in the lead of the championship when he left. Jerome has come out of the pits just behind his teammate. His teammate, of course, being lapped, as we have said. But he's really gaining on Lewis, and he could really launch a charge to get up onto the podium here, I think. It would take a lot of overtaking and a lot of fighting, but he's going to try it, I'm sure.
It means 1.5 seconds now. Is not too long until he's in DRS range.
Sam Davis Day.
Junior now, unlapping himself from Lewis.
Let's go Junior gone onto the soft. Sorry, Thomas mentions the other soft runner is flying past Adrian Teich up into 8th spot, and I was going to say Sam is losing time to Adrian, so he is well and truly out of this one, unless there is a safety car. He won't be retaining his title, and we will have a new name added to the FER Champions list. Adrian can't really fight back on Thomas. Didn't expect him to, and Thomas just now making Red Bull's life worse because AlphaTauri are currently on course to win the Constructors' title. And I think a miracle needs to happen if they want to not win it. No, I think a miracle needs to happen if they want to lose it. That is Yassine setting the fastest lap of the race. He's down in 11th. He's had a very poor Grand Prix today.
Well, and that gap isn't closing between Juan.
Here comes Jerome Muller down the inside of Lewis McWilliams. Side over cut you there, but Jerome's now up into 5th spot. Lewis isn't going to have enough power or pace to fight back this one. Red Bull's life goes from bad to worse, as Lewis has now lost even more points. And now Jerome might be closing in on the 2 racing points, currently on course to score some absolutely amazing points. Yellow flag in sector 2, virtual safety car, that is Yassine out of the Grand Prix. I've seen the yellow pop up and I thought we might have got a full safety car, and that is Junior out of the race as well. He's just retired on track now.
So he retired during the VSC.
Don't know why he's, well, I do know why he did that. He was a lap down, but I don't know why he did it under VSC.
Because then he wouldn't cause a VSC himself.
That's very fair. So that is, you see, now the race, we are down to 12 runners. We have 2 Mercedes, a Ferrari and an Alfa Romeo out of this Grand Prix. And I think we will be going green just now, and Lewis has received the drive-through penalty for speeding under virtual safety car. And Jerome...
What?
Jerome has crashed in the pit lane. I have no idea why, but there is now a Ferrari stranded on the main straight. This could cause chaos. Jerome Muller is out of this Grand Prix. I don't know why, but both Ferraris have retired in the same lap, and that could be...
Let me have a look at the race director here. There may well have been something. Let me explain it.
Lewis is now down to...
Got drive-through.
So he's just crashed in the pit lane. That's not good. So there was a lot of drive-throughs there. That must have been a really tricky Delta to manage.
No, wait, so Lewis
is going slowly. Lewis is going very slowly. I don't know what he's doing, but he's costing a fight back at this championship. And to say Lewis has been a poor teammate today isn't an understatement. He really hasn't helped Sam in the slightest.
No, I think it is an understatement, yeah. I could say that.
Sam, though, is going to fight and get past. He may as well. He's nothing to lose at this point in the race. Tyler is gaining on Kyle, but I don't think he's going to pass him. Thomas mentions, though, is going to pass the other Renault. CJ down the inside. Thomas is now
surely got
5th.
pit soon enough, though.
Oh, he's got a 3 seconds. CJ's did 26 laps on that set of hards, and he's going to fight back Thomas. He's going to go to the outside on a 26 lap old set of hards. Oh, Corey Chappie, this could be a beautiful move. No, can't quite pull it off. Sam is now past his teammate Lewis, but Lewis is going to fight this one back. The 2 Red Bulls on a day where they could have won the championship. It's squandered, so they're going to fight this one back side by side now. We've seen teammates collide many times around here. We've seen teammates from Red Bull collide many times, and Sam Davis Day is going to keep the position. No contact. The 2 Red Bulls have crashed. Sam is well and truly out of this. He's got a 10-second time penalty after being punted across the grass by Lewis.
I think he had oversteer and then Lewis just too much speed.
And I think we can successfully crown Jack the champion, because Sam has no fight back from this whatsoever. And that is CJ now into the pit, so he could be watching the stream maybe. But that is him into the pits for a set of softs. He's still going to come out in the points. I don't even think he's going to lose a position. Khalil saying, you saw that coming. Yes, you did. Poor day for Red Bull. I think Sam will be very happy to get a new teammate next season. I think he will be very happy to get a new teammate next season, because Lewis has really been poor in these last few races in terms of being a teammate.
It was all going so well.
It was.
Until it wasn't.
And the thing is, will Kyle let Tyler through here? Tyler's gone down the inside. We've seen two teammates collide today. Kyle on the switchback, and Tyler did not successfully pull that move off. He is now a good bit back from Kyle.
Yeah, not sure.
Tyler may be able to jump Lewis in the championship, or he's ahead of Lewis as it is. Sorry, he's ahead of Lewis. It was Juan who he could jump, but I don't think he'll be doing it today. With the whole fiasco with Lewis, Sam's gained a place from it, but he does have that 10-second time penalty, which is going to lose him a position to Corey Chappie. So it's not been a good day in the office for Sam Davis, and this title fight is, well, truly over. But let's just focus on the race for now, as they do Racing Points battling for the final podium place. Racing Point having a brilliant day.
Let's see where they are in the championship.
They are third in the championship, I believe, the two Racing Points.
Let me see. Racing.
Tyler is gaining back on Kyle, so he's the quicker of the Racing Points. Hello to Kyle Davis Day, who's joined the chat. Not the same scenario, unfortunately, as last season, where he was celebrating, of course, his brother's championship victory. He's saying another season done, Sam will be better next season, and hopefully he is, because today's been poor. But well, I don't believe it was all his own fault.
For season 4.
Khalil saying Racing Point showing Red Bull how it's done. Well,
exactly.
considering I believe they're both about to go into a fight, then oh well. Although they have worked best together this season, if we did have to give a teammates of the year, it would probably go to Kyle and Tyler, because they've both been on similar pace and they've both did an excellent job. The laps are ticking down as Lewis sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. We head on to lap 31. Is Tyler going to go for it again? No, he's not. Just going to sit behind. Jack slowly creeping towards lap 36, where he just wants to be now. But here comes Tyler right on the back of Kyle, not going to try anything stupid, and they are both going to be defending from each other. No easy giveaways here, but here comes Tyler Davison down the inside of Kyle Albert. We've seen Tyler have a collision into that corner last season, and the two Racing Points make a little bit of contact. Round the outside goes Kyle to try hold it, but I believe Tyler is going to send it here. Oh, bit more contact. The two Racing Points having a brilliant battle and showing Red Bull how it's done side by side. Kyle Albert's just going to keep this position. Really great battling from the two Racing Points. Tyler's going to have another go on the main straight. He wants this podium. He wants another podium this season, and he is willing to spoil his teammates' day for it. Round the outside goes Tyler, and he has this position now. Really excellent racing from the two Racing Points, showing Red Bull how it is done.
No, we're going to get back at Tyler.
No, he doesn't have the ERS, I don't think, and I think Tyler does have the pace over him. And I think that may be the podium sorted unless Tyler does make a mistake, which he's made a few this season, but none of recent times. He has did very well indeed, has the Briton.
Not much else when you look around the rest of the grid.
Corey Jappy might try something on Sam Davis Day in a few laps' time. He is on soft, Sam is on hards. So something might develop there. Adrian Teich on course for a best result of the season with a P6. It could be P7 now. Sorry, P5 now, because that is a second time penalty for Thomas Mentions, who isn't gaining on the softs. Kyle is not close enough to make a move on his teammate, and he is running on 0% DRS. And he doesn't send it down the inside. Kyle with a clever choice, of course. He just wanted to finish in the top 10 this season. He's currently on course to do that. Lap 33 out of 36. We are edging closer to the finale of this season. But Kyle is going to fight back now. The DRS are really doing well for him. And yes, good comment from the Williams team. But also, of course, in the chat, one Williams driver is in second, a future Williams driver is in third, so...
Oh, and a big wing bang between CJ and Sam.
CJ has gone round the outside. We've just cut to this move a little bit too late. But Sam is going to definitely fight this one back because, well, why not? He's going to try the inside. This is CJ's last race in the league, of course. He'll want a good result, but Sam Davis Day's going to go down the inside, send CJ round a long way, but CJ holds the position. And now Sam is going to tuck in just behind. He has not been a fan of this corner today, has Sam. But this one will not end in front wing damage or a 10-second penalty. It will just end in a position lose. And that is the 2 racing points. Once again, Tyler sent onto the grass. Kyle has sent Tyler onto the grass. These are going to fight till the last lap for a one final podium. Kyle will want it more, I'd say. As Tyler, of course, will have next season, as he's a possible championship contender. But Kyle is letting Tyler through. And once again, let's give a clap for Teammates of the Year. Lewis is going to receive Lewis. He is going to receive a penalty for going onto the wet weather tyres, because that is just against everything. And Sam has got himself back up to 7th position. Lap 35, Jack will be heading on the penultimate lap. This is how you can tell they aren't in a practice chat. Yes, they aren't, because I know for a fact Kyle was with Carson, and Tyler is obviously with Chloe. Well, so I presume this puts Chloe up into the points as Lewis has spun once again. Here comes Kyle. He's going to try down the inside on his teammate, still fighting on lap 35. Down the inside goes Tyler. He keeps the car there. Can Kyle try something round the outside? He's gonna have to go the long way around once again. Tyler almost pushing Kyle onto the grass with a repeat of what Ferrari did, but Tyler keeps the car there. This is amazing battling between the 2 racing points. And Tyler Davison will keep this position. Sam and CJ still fighting CJ. Probably enjoying this battle, as it will be his last one in the league, and that is Lewis off again. Lewis just, well, being Lewis. On the wetter set of tyres, but he is on to his final lap as an uncrowned champion. Jack Redmond just has to do one more lap, and he can officially call himself the FVR Season 3 champion. There's going to be 2 more final attempts for Kyle Alberto to take a podium on his final FVR race. He's not going to be close enough into turn 1. He will have...
That might be a good thing, though.
He will have one last opportunity at the end of the Retroposta, but I don't think he will be close enough. He's not as close as he was on the last lap, and this may be Tyler Davison keeping this podium today.
One is closing up a bit. There's half the gap.
He has half the gap, but no way is this close enough for Juan. No is that clock moment today. But what you can't see is possibly one of the most dedicated champions we have ever seen. He has 2 more corners to go to win the F4 Brazilian Grand Prix and the F4 Season 3 World Drivers' Champion. It is Jack Redmond, ladies and gentlemen. And he's finished it off in style. Juan Hernandez, 2nd position, and Tyler Davison will take a final podium, a Racing Point 3-4. They are going to be happy with that. Thomas Mengens will come home in 5th position on what is his F4 debut. So a good result for the AlphaTauri driver. AlphaTauri are your Constructors' Championship. It is a double championship for AlphaTauri. Adrian with a best ever result of 6th, and his teammate Corey Jappy will come home in 7th. As are we going? As Sam is just coasting towards the line.
Lewis has been disqualified.
Disappointing day for Sam Davison. But Bune 9th, and Chloe will pick up more points at the end of the season with 10th. They are all your runners. And that is it, folks. That is it all over. That was the final F4 Grand Prix for Season 3. It was a very nice Grand Prix. A very nice Grand Prix indeed. But here is the champion and the podium man. AlphaTauri picking up the Constructors' Championship. Jack Redmond, of course, picking up the Drivers' Championship.
So, a double point finish for Williams again. It's just something to know.
It is, well, it was a good race for Williams in 2nd and 10th.
Interviews.
I don't believe we are having any. Oh no, we have to. It's the final race of the season. Jack Redmond wins the Grand Prix and the championship with it. He wins in style. Juan Hernandez will finish in 2nd. Tyler Davison will finish in 3rd. Carl Albert finishes in 4th, and his final F4 race with Thomas Mengens finishing in 5th. Adrian 6th, CJ 7th, Sam 8th, Bune 9th, and Chloe 10th. The non-finishers being Jerome, Sealswires Jr., Carson, Marcel, and Lewis. And Brendan, who wins the Formula 1 Safety Award?
I'll give it to Kyle for, I guess, him and Tyler's and Balance, so I just pick Kyle as Tyler won it last week, or 2 weeks ago.
That is Juan up to 2nd in the Drivers' Championship. He has come 2nd. And if you can invite Jack, Juan and Tyler to the party.
Alright, Tyler is, let me see if he's online. It's the first thing. There we go. I found him.
And that actually makes our first ever double champion. Danny Camper now has 3 championships because he's won the Constructors' Championship from being absolutely carried, and the man we've been waiting to hear for. Jack, congratulations on the title and the race win.
Thank you.
And I can hear myself twice now. That's when you know Jack's joined the party. Brendan, I'll let you lead the questions as always. You're better than me at this.
So, it was... Well, it didn't start too great, but to, well, not consistent races and pick up the wins where he could, and in good fashion. You must say, well, pretty much your best ever season in league racing, and pretty much the best results. I guess I will just say this be your best ever race.
I think Australia was my best race, but I think
I'm surprised he didn't say something like, my best race hasn't come yet.
No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to be a lick arse. But basically, I think one of the most underrated races was FVR USA. You know, knowing me, internet issues, lagged out P14 and got it back to what should have been P2, but Krem said no. So, yeah, my 2 best races. This has probably been my 3rd best. Brazil, this has been a really good race.
Only Jack would rank his 3 best races after winning a championship. Anyways, is that Juan who's joined the party? I believe it is. Juan, 2nd in the Drivers' Championship and P2 in this race. Are you happy with that result? I'll take that as a yes. Well done, Juan.
No, something's wrong with his audio, I don't know.
Okay, something's wrong with Juan's audio. We'll move on to Tyler. Tyler, you were in a brilliant battle for that race for P3. You're taking up the podium. Juan, we're on stream.
We're live, Juan.
Juan, did you hear the question or do you need me to repeat it?
Yes, I did. And
Okay.
I repeat myself that I'm really happy because I finished in the podium without killing anybody. Like I did on Belgium, so yeah, very happy with finishing P2 in the driver's standings.
Very good one. You had a nice battle with Jack up until, well, the pit stop. Did you think you had a chance to win this race?
Yeah, definitely, but I got a bit screwed by Top G because he blocked me like for 2 laps, and then I lost like 1.5 seconds to Jack, and then he got a win. But yeah, I think definitely we could have battle for the entire race.
And then now to Tyler. Tyler, you had a nice battle with your teammate for the that race. Are you happy with one final podium this season?
Yeah, I'm very happy with that. I didn't think my pace was there, and it was just sort of out. I spent the entire race pretty much clinging onto the back of Kyle. And with about 5 laps to go, I saw his ERS light flashing. I was like, right, let's just try and fight him for the podium, and I'm very lucky to get that.
It's Kyle's final race this season, and you finished 3-4. Are you happy with that result for the team?
Yeah, it's very good results for the team. I think it's been a good season for us. P3 in the constructors, which is the best out of the not sweaty teams. So
It's the best out of Sam and Lewis and Jack, because Danny has not been here all season.
yeah, it's the best out of the non-sweaty teams. So that's good. And I missed out on P3 in the championship on 2nd places, so that's fun.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I've looked at the results, and me and Sam were level on points, and he got more 2nd places.
That's very fair, that's very fair. And, Brendan, any questions?
Yeah, really, just, well, Juan's got joined to P2 League, so Tyler, Jack, ready for season 4?
To be honest, I think if they're thinking about season 4 already, that's a bit...
Yeah, I know.
I'm just going to enjoy this moment. Yeah, that's true.
I used to keep my P3 merchant.
Yeah, we have 2 P3 merchants in the party, actually. Of course, Jack, you were close to equalling the record. Tyler, how many podiums have you got this season? You've really picked up form in the last few races.
This season, I think I've got 5 this season. 4 of them being P3s.
And then, of course, 1 being 2 weeks ago in Belgium. I believe that is all we do have time for, unfortunately, here. That is it for Season 3. We will be back in Season 4. And make sure to follow our Instagram, Formula Virtual Racing, of course, to keep up with all the updates there. Congratulations once again to Jack and Albertari on the championships, and of course Juan and Tyler on the podiums. Well, that's all we do have time for. Stay safe, stay well, and we will see you next time.